one has to appreciate the artistry and literary talent of our biblical redactors. If you take a look at this week's Torah portion, Vayechi, you see so many beautiful images. First of all, it tells us that Jacob lived in Egypt for 17 years before he died. That was after he was brought down by his son Joseph as part of that amazing, intricate scheme to reunite Jacob's sons. And Joseph does this with his power as the viceroy of Egypt. The reason the 17 years are so poetically appropriate is because if we go back to the beginning of this Joseph novella, we find that Joseph was 17 years old when he was sold into slavery by his brothers. So just as Joseph lived in his father Jacob's house for 17 years, Jacob lived under his son's protection, his son's support for the last 17 years of his life. We also find in the name of the Torah portion, Vayechi, a literary irony. This is the portion, Vayechi means, and he lived. Yet the Torah portion is about the death, not just of Jacob, but also of Joseph, which concludes the book of Genesis. And so when a word tells us, and he lived, it's really summing up their lives. In Judaism, we make a lot more of someone's yahrzeit than we do of their birthday, because as we know, when a child is born, we have no idea what will come in their life, how they will live up to the challenges, what their character will be, the sum of their mitzvot, their good deeds, their accomplishments. But when a person has died, we can look back at their life, like we do with Jacob's and like we do with Joseph's, and see the great role they played in the building of the Jewish people. Shabbat Shalom.